What's going on, everyone? Today I'm going to bring up a topic that I kind of struggled with myself for quite a while, until probably the past year now, and I've really grown to accept it. And it is the idea of custom Lego minifigures. And I've recently been sharing my custom Lego minifigures as of recent, and for example, this is the Clone Army Customs version of one of the Maul Mandalorian commandos or whatever, and it's one of my first main Star Wars customs that I had bought, and I gotta say it is fantastic. And the thing is though, it's custom, so there are some parts on here that are not Lego, such as the jetpack, the helmet that he now has here, and the blaster, but everything else is Lego. So I know there's a lot of people out there that are very pure and they're Lego purists, to the point where they do not want to spend the money on anything but actual Lego. I know there's a lot of people out there just very pure, and I was pretty pure about Lego myself for many years, especially with Ninjago and stuff. I just wanted purely Lego pieces to make up custom minifigures and stuff. I would pull pieces and parts and different things from different minifigures to make up a custom, instead of a custom printed or a custom piece altogether. And I recently got introduced to customs with themes that actually aren't Star Wars. For example, the Joker. I got the Joker from Firestar Toys, and I got the 13th Doctor also from Firestar Toys. I had gotten those before I had gotten any Star Wars customs, and after that I realized the quality of these minifigures is really good, and it's not that much different from actual Lego. So on the left here, we do got the custom Clone Army Customs Darth Maul Mandalorian, and here is the Lego version. So right away you can tell the amount of details on this minifigure right here are exceptionally better. That is because it's a custom, so it's going to cost more for you to get. But here's the Lego version, which, again, this is a different version of the Mandalorian, the Maul Mandalorian itself. This is the one that doesn't have the horns, but this is the one that came out many years ago now, along with the Mandalorian Battle Pack and stuff. This came out in a set with Maul, and I gotta say the quality is pretty good. But there's for example, no printing on the arms, no printing on the legs, and that's pretty much all you get. So you get the printing on the torso there and the helmet, and it does look pretty cool. It is a pretty cool minifigure. I'm definitely glad I have it. But the thing is, with customs, they usually print on actual Lego pieces. So for the most part, you're gonna get minifigures that are essentially all Lego, but you might have a few custom parts thrown in every now and then, but you're gonna essentially get an all Lego minifigure. Take the Joker, for example. This is the Joker from the 2019 movie, and very well Lego will never make products based on that movie because it's a rated R film, so that was never going to happen. So you'd have to turn to customs. And if you really love that movie, for example, you're never going to get this in Lego. If you really love Lego and you really love that movie, you're probably going to be disappointed. And this minifigure is a great example because this minifigure right here is all Lego parts. Firestar Toys, I think they custom painted the hair. This is the hair, for example, you'd see on the older man Luke in the Star Wars sets. This is what I thought of, but they painted that green, and then they used the dark red torso with dark red arms and legs, and they just used a normal face, and then they just printed their design on there. And you may wonder what the quality of the printing is for a custom minifigure, and it's a little different than Legos. It's definitely a little different. I think they use a different type of printing. I think they use a UV printing or something. I'm not too familiar with all of it, but they use a different type of printing for the customs. At least Firestar Toys does. You can tell it's a little different, but the quality is still amazing. If you sit here and scratch the minifigure right here, it's not going to take any damage. It's not going to start scratching off easier or anything like that. Another good example is the 13th Doctor from Doctor Who. Lego ended up making Doctor Who sets, a few years back now, and they never made any more. And since then, we've had a new Doctor. We've had previous Doctors that they didn't make as well. And this whole new Doctor came after the 12th Doctor, which they made two versions of. Lego actually made two versions of the 12th Doctor, but after Lego Doctor Who went away, a new Doctor has come. This is also from Firestar Toys. I believe you can find that on their site. Most of the parts on this minifigure are Lego. I don't think the coat is Lego. It's a custom fabric that they use. The hairpiece is actually a painted, I think, Lego Friends hairpiece. I'm not too sure, but the torso, the legs, the arms, everything is all Lego. The headpiece, it's all Lego. So they print on all Lego. That brings me to my point of custom pieces. So custom pieces are pretty prominent in lots of Lego customs, and lots of customs do actually print on Lego pieces, and if that's what you're looking for, then definitely go ahead and do that. If you're a little purist and you still want to have actual Lego, but you still want a character that's, say, that they didn't make yet, maybe try finding a custom that is printed on all Lego pieces. But there's also a lot of customs that are made with custom molded, parts and weapons and everything like that. And I think Bo-Katan here, the one I got from Area Light Customs, is definitely a great example of that. There's lots of custom pieces on this minifigure. There's actually, I feel like, more custom pieces than Lego. For this one, the whole helmet here is an entirely custom helmet. It's the Area Light Customs helmet there for the Mandalorians. It's a pretty cool helmet. It's a little bigger than the Lego one, but for this minifigure that I have, the only Lego is really the head and the legs and maybe the arms, but the actual torso here is actually custom as well. You can see it's actually a little bit curved in there. They gave her like a female shaping on this torso, so that means it's a custom mold from Area Light Customs. So that's not an actual Lego piece. But we also got like custom pieces here around her hands and wrist there. So you get these custom pieces that are put in when you put the hands in, and then custom blasters as well that I gave her. And on the back, you guys can see there's also a custom jetpack. Is something like this worth it? If you love Lego and the thought of this just absolutely disgusts you, then don't do it. If you are more purist on the actual Lego pieces, maybe think of, again, ordering or getting custom minifigures that are actually printed on Lego. Mainly I get stuff like this because these are characters that Lego hasn't made before. So, I mean, it resembles Lego. If it's pretty much Lego, but it's not, if that makes any sense. Like, this is a Lego minifigure. If you look at it and you tell me what it is, it's a Lego minifigure. No matter who makes it, what custom parts are thrown on, it's a Lego minifigure. And no matter what the parts are, how many parts are Lego, even if all of them weren't Lego, I mean, you could pretty much sit there and consider that a fake Lego minifigure or a knockoff minifigure, but I wouldn't say it's considered a knockoff minifigure if the minifigure hasn't even been made by Lego. The quality isn't bad. It's not like low quality minifigures and knockoffs that you'd see from like Lepin and everything like that. These aren't like cheap plastics and stuff that they're just throwing together and tossing in a bag and selling out to people. These are actually higher quality like molds and prints. They spend a lot of time and they put lots of work into these custom minifigures. There's a lot more care and quality put into these, and a lot of them do end up using Lego pieces, and they are compatible with Lego pretty well. And again, most of them like to use Lego pieces. It's very hard to find a custom Lego minifigure that doesn't use Lego pieces. If you go ahead and look at knockoffs, though, they're going to all use like this fake cheap plastic. It's going to end up like breaking right away and whatever else. So custom pieces personally have not bothered me as much this past year, especially with the Mandalorian coming out. I ended up getting a lot of Mandalorian customs online, and I gotta say, I don't regret it at all. Like the Maul Mandalorians, these are helmets that I don't think Lego will ever touch. I don't think they're gonna change their Mandalorian helmet at all, so this is the only possible way I could ever get this in Lego. Like, I honestly do not think Lego will ever make the Maul Mandalorian helmet with the spikes. I just don't think the chances are high for that at all. So if I really wanted this is the only way. And it fits the whole Lego look. So personally, I consider that a Lego minifigure. I consider this a Lego minifigure. And I consider those Lego minifigures just as much as I consider this minifigure a Lego minifigure. Which it is. That is a Lego Mandalorian minifigure there from the battle packs. I don't see much of a difference. I just see Lego Mandalorians, okay? Those are all Lego. That's how I see it, at least. I know there's people that think differently and have different thoughts on Lego customs, but personally, Lego customs have expanded my Lego Star Wars collection much more than Lego ever could have done. Now, recently, Lego Star Wars has not been the greatest on giving fans the exact, types of things that they want. The most recent wave that's going to be coming out here in January is rumored to have just a bunch of original trilogy stuff again, which isn't bad, but Clone Wars just came out and they're not really going to make any more, which is kind of disappointing. It really, really is disappointing. And a lot of fans really wanted to see more Clone Wars. And unfortunately, it doesn't seem like we're going to be getting that. If Lego actually makes, a certain character, I definitely recommend picking up the Lego version. But if Lego just doesn't end up making it, or they just never will, pick up a custom. A custom minifigure is a great thing to add to your collection. My views have changed a lot over this past year on this. Mandalorian customs are great. I really have loved getting these Mandalorian customs. They are fantastic. I think my custom collection is only going to grow. I think it's only getting much bigger, and I'm okay with that. I really am, because I still collect Lego just as much. So I personally, this is something I enjoy. I really enjoy to get these characters and to grow that collection. It's more about my collection of the characters and certain, themes and characters and whatever that Lego just hasn't made. So that's kind of how I see it. That's my thought on Lego custom minifigures. I definitely recommend them. Despite what other people think, personally, I think Lego custom minifigures are worth it. They're worth the money. They're good quality. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one.